What's up, everyone? In today's video, we're going to be doing a full career simulation of Connor Bedard, the 15-year-old phenom, the next Connor McDavid potentially. I've gone ahead and created Connor Bedard as a 76 overall medium franchise potential player. I changed his age to 18 years old just so he's eligible for the NHL entry draft in year one. He's got the same weight and height as real life though, so he's 181 pounds, 5'9", and is a centerman. His stats are as follow. I didn't make anything too insane just because I want to see him grow. We can compare these stats at the end of his career and see how he played. But he is a sniper, so we will see how he turns out. In the 2021 NHL entry draft, the New Jersey Devils have selected the phenom Connor Bedard with the first overall pick in the very first round. Let's see. In Connor Bedard's first season in the NHL, the New Jersey Devils have decided to start him in the starting lineup, as he will be playing on the fourth line with Boquist and Merkley, with, probably tons of potential to get up there in the top six. Let's see how he does in year one on the fourth line. In Connor Bedard's first season in the NHL, he puts up 45 points in 82 games, good for 27 goals and 18 assists. However, he was a minus 25. If we look at his stats, he's now an 83 overall, second line forward with still the medium franchise potential. If you take a look at his stats, these are his stats. So the shot got a little bit better. Offensive awareness is at 99 now. Speed 91, great skater. He's just lacking the physical strength. Let's go see. In year two, Connor Bedard has been promoted to the second line where he's going to be playing with Johnson and Jasper Bratt. He's now an 86 overall. This is the second line forward still. And his stats, he just got, he's turned into a beast now. The only thing he's lacking is the defense and physical, but everything else, the kid's a stud. In year two, Connor Bedard has an insane year as he picks up 92 points in 82 games, as he is now a 50-plus goal scorer. He was a plus 10, 14 power play goals, 25 power play points. Just a massive year from the young phenom. Even with Connor Bedard's crazy year, the Devils still failed to make the playoffs, as this year they finished with 39 wins, 35 losses, and 8 overtime losses. Good for 86 points, which is probably 1 or 2 points out of the playoffs. In Connor Bedard's third season in the NHL, he is now a first-line center for the Devils, and he's playing with Alexander Ovechkin and Holtz. He's now a 90 overall. This is his last year of his rookie deal contract. Let's see how he plays. Here are his stats again. Everything's 5 stars almost, offensively at least. He's got a little bit to work on defensively and physical, but it's getting there. So let's see how year number 3 goes with Alexander Ovechkin. In year 3, Connor Bedard has another incredible season as he puts up 112 points in 82 games. In those 82 games, he had 58 goals, 54 assists, but was a -1, ±1. 370 shots on goal almost. 34 power play points. Great year for Connor Bedard, and that was his last year in the rookie deal. So next year we'll check to see what his contract's looking like. The New Jersey Devils had an incredible playoff run as they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they fell to the eventual Stanley Cup champions, the Toronto Maple Leafs. But first year in the playoffs, great year for Bedard. Let's go check out his stats. And in the playoffs, Connor Bedard had 19 points in 16 games and was a +1 with 11 goals and 8 assists. After his first NHL entry deal, Connor Bedard is now Vegas bound, as he's now a 94 overall, still a medium franchise potential, first line forward. Just a look at his stats, everything's still insane, and his contract, he'll be playing in Vegas for the next 7 years at $9.25 million. Let's see how he does in year 1 with the Vegas Golden Knights. In Bedard's first year with the Vegas Golden Knights, he puts up 104 points, which was good for 65 goals and 39 assists. He had 400 shots on goals, 43 penalty minutes, 38 power play points, and he is now still a 94 overall. And it looks like the Vegas Golden Knights had a great year, led by Connor Bedard, as they had 117 points, which was good for 55 wins, 20 losses, and 7 overtime losses. Let's check out how they did in the playoffs. In round 1, the Vegas Golden Knights swept the Coyotes But in round two, they fell to the Vancouver Canucks, who eventually went to the Stanley Cup Finals and fell 4-1 to the Washington Capitals. In year four, Connor Bedard receives his first ever individual award as he wins the Rocket Richard Trophy, which is most goals in the season. And we're back with year five, and Connor Bedard is still a 94 overall. As it looks like this is probably where he's going to cap out overall wise. He now has Nino Niederreiter and Jakub Voracek as his line mates. As year five comes to an end, Connor Bedard puts up another 100-point season, as this time he scores 59 goals and has 43 assists, and he was a plus 29. Love to see that. 414 shots, only 22 power play points this year, though. So let's go take a look at his stats. He's now a 95 overall, so he's up one overall point from the beginning of the year. So the Golden Knights did make the playoffs again. However, they lost again in the second round, this time to the San Jose Sharks, who went on to eventually win the Stanley Cup. And in year six, Connor Bedard remains a 95 overall as Mark Stone gets promoted on the first line to play with him. And Connor Dwyer, never heard of him before, but it looks like the Vegas Golden Knights are getting a little bit older here. So a couple more years for a Stanley Cup, hopefully for Connor Bedard. So 95 overall. Let's check his stats real quick if you want to double check any of his stats from before and his full career stats. He still has 455 points, 406 games, and his contract, let's see how many years left he's got. So he's got 5 more years in Vegas unless they move him. Let's see how year 6 goes for Connor Bedard and the Vegas Golden Knights. As year 6 comes to a close, Connor Bedard gets his 6th straight 100-point season where he once again gets above 60 goals and adds 38 helpers. This time has 447 shots, 27 power play points. William Karlsson playing on his line for sure, 63 assists, and Mark Stone, 53 assists. The Vegas Golden Knights once again cruise past the first round, but in the second round, as per usual, they get eliminated. This time they fall 4-2 to the Vancouver Canucks, who eventually go on to win the Stanley Cup. In year 8 with the Vegas Golden Knights, Connor Bedard is still on the Vegas Golden Knights, and he will be playing with the exact same line mates as last year as he's playing with Dwyer and Mark Stone. Connor Bedard is still a 95 overall, high franchise potential. You look at his stats, it looks like his physical category is dropped by half a star, but everything else looks very similar. What a year for Connor Bedard, as in year 7, he picks up 79 goals in 82 games, good for 117 points. Once again, 466 shots, 37 power play points. This kid is just a goal-scoring machine. The Vegas Golden Knights do make the playoffs, this time at the top side of the Western bracket, and they make it past round 1. They finally make it past the second round, but their rivals, the Vancouver Canucks, take them out in 6 games and then eventually go on to win the Stanley Cup again. And in the playoffs, Connor Bedard led all players with 31 points, scoring 23 goals in 17 games, but it just wasn't enough. And for the second time in his career, Connor Bedard wins the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy, ending Tyler Seguin's run. Back with year 8, and Connor Bedard is still a 95 overall, but Dwyer has grown to an 88 overall playing alongside him, so clearly he's kind of like McDavid, just making his teammates around him better. Mark Stone is an 87 overall now, 36 years old, getting a little bit older, so we'll see how the team can perform this year. We click on Connor Bedard. Looks like stats are pretty much the exact same as last year. He's now 26 years old. He's got 3 years left on his contract here. And if you look at his full career stats, he has 673 points in 570 games. As year 8 comes to an end, Connor Bedard has an almost record-breaking goals campaign as he scores 89 times in 82 games, good for 118 points in those 82 games. He had 500 shots on goal. He was only a +4 somehow, probably because he had 44 or 42 power play points, good for 33 power play goals. This guy is the next Alexander Ovechkin, Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky. This guy's a beast in this game. Let's see how they did in the playoffs, if they made it. So the Vegas Golden Knights did make the playoffs again, but as you know, the second round woes, they get smoked in the second round 4-1 by the St. Louis Blues. And Connor Bedard collects some more awards this year as he wins the Art Ross Trophy and the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy. In year 9, Connor Bedard is now a 96 overall, and he's still playing with Dewar, but it looks like they got a new line mate in Timashov as Mark Stone, the 37-year-old veteran, is now on the second line. To finish off the year, Connor Bedard puts up 112 points in 82 games, keeping his goal per game average almost as he puts up 80 points in 82 games. This year, he only had 15 power play goals compared to last year when he had 33. But nonetheless, still a great season for Connor Bedard. I mean, his trusty line mate, Dewar, 74 assists, and Timashov was their other line mate who isn't that great, but they still got him 73 points. So let's see if they made the playoffs. The Vegas Golden Knights do make the playoffs, but for the first time, they can't make it out of the first round as the San Jose Sharks shut them down in 6. Also, for the first time in Connor Bedard's career, his team has won the President's Trophy. Let's check the individual awards. And he gets the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy for the 3rd straight year. And in Connor Bedard's 10th season in the NHL, he is still on the Golden Knights as a 96 overall. But Timashov has grown to an 87 overall, and he's still got Dewar on his line. I believe this is Connor Bedard's last season under contract. Here we go. So next year he can be on a different team. Let's see in his last potential year with the Vegas Golden Knights if they can win the Stanley Cup. In Connor Bedard's contract season, he does what he's been doing his whole career, and that is lighting it up as he scores 83 goals in 82 games, good for 124 points on the year, and he was a plus 53. This year had 55 penalty minutes, though. 467 shots. He's still a 96 overall, and this may have been that was his highest point total in his whole career. So if we look at his total stats, he has 1,027 points in 816 games, so already cracking that 1,000-point mark. The Vegas Golden Knights do make the playoffs again this year as they eliminate the San Jose Sharks in 7 games, but eventually fall to the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals in Game 7, who end up losing to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the finals. In Connor Bedard's contract year, he picks up 5 individual awards, starting with the Selke Trophy, the Ted Lindsay Trophy, the Rocket Richard Trophy, the Art Ross Trophy, and finally the Hart Trophy. In year 11, it looks like Connor Bedard has found a new team, as he is now the first-line center of the Philadelphia Flyers. In Bedard's first season with the Philadelphia Flyers, he puts up another 100-point campaign as he scores 73 goals, picks up 32 helpers, plus 23, had 450 shots on goal almost, and 22 power play points. Just look at his full career stats. He's now at 1,132 points in just under 900 games. Let's see if the Philadelphia Flyers have made the playoffs. The Philadelphia Flyers do make the playoffs, but they get eliminated by the team that drafted Connor Bedard, who eventually went on to win the Stanley Cup. And as the tradition goes, Connor Bedard again wins the Rocket Richard Trophy for the 5th time in a row. In his second year with Philly, it looks like they have upgraded a little bit, adding Ponomarev, and they got Reese Bell as their second winger. Connor Bedard, 96 overall still. 6 years left on his $18 million deal. Let's see what they can do together with the new line mate. Let's see if Philly can finally win Connor Bedard a Stanley Cup. In Bedard's second year with the Philadelphia Flyers, he did have 120 points, but it kind of looks like his goal total was down a little bit, but 66 goals nonetheless. Still incredible. 54 assists, probably his most assists in his career. He only had 407 shots this year, so down about 100 from when he was scoring about 80 goals, 50 to 100. 30 power play points this season. Let's go take a look. Still a 96 overall. And then he now has 1,252 points in 794 games, and he's 20 games off the 1,000 mark. Let's see if they made the playoffs. The Flyers do make the playoffs again, But in the second round, they are unfortunately eliminated by Bedard's drafting team, the New Jersey Devils, who went all the way to Stanley Cup Finals, but fell to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. As for individual awards, Connor Bedard wins the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross, the Hart Trophy, and that, and that's it. So his streak of the Maurice Rocker Richard has been broken. And we're back with year 13. And it looks like Connor Bedard's got a new line mate, and it's the gritty Matty Tkachuk, and he'll also be playing with Reese Bell. So let's see what Connor Bedard can do in year 13 with some new line mates. As the year comes to an end, Connor Bedard puts up another 100-point campaign, as this year he scores 66 times and adds 40 assists, good for 430 shots on goal, 26 power play points. Let's look at his player info. He's now a 96 overall. All of his stats relatively the same. Still got that 4-star for defense, but his stick checking is 99 and faceoffs 89. It's just that defensive awareness he needs to work on. And for the first time in Connor Bedard's career, you can say Connor Bedard is the Stanley Cup champion as they defeat the Colorado Avalanche in 7 games to win Lord Stanley. And nothing feels better than being the New Jersey Devils in round 2. Checking out awards, there it is, the Stanley Cup, the Philadelphia Flyers. See if we won any other, the Prince of Wales Trophy, of course, and individual awards. Let's see. Connor Bedard wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, which makes sense, most valuable in the playoffs. And it looks like that's the only award that Connor Bedard gets this year, but he got the big Stanley Cup, so that's all that matters. In year 14, fresh off the Stanley Cup championship, Connor Bedard again has new line mates as he's now playing with Derek Strong and again Reese Bell. So it looks back in year 15, and once again, Reese Bell and Connor Bedard got a brand new line mate. This time they got Andrew Williams. He's a 21-year-old, 88 overall. This guy is probably going to finish out his career playing with, or Bedard's going to finish out his career playing with Andrew Williams. And Reese Bell is now 25. So Reese Bell's a franchise potential too. So this line's probably the best line in the NHL, if I'm to guess. Andrew Williams is listed as a sniper as well, so hopefully it doesn't take all Bedard's goals. Let's see how these guys can do together in their first year. As the season comes to a close, Connor Bedard puts up almost 70 goals as he puts up 118 points in 82 games again, 20 power play goals, 28 power play points. Just another incredible season for the young guy. And if we look at his total stats now, he has 1,585 points in 1,226 games. So at 34 years old, he is not slowing down. He is still dominating. Let's see if the Philadelphia Flyers made the playoffs. Even with Connor Bedard's great campaign, the Philadelphia Flyers do not make the playoffs as the Chicago Blackhawks go on to win the playoffs. In year 16, the Philadelphia Flyers somehow got stronger as they add Nazir Schaefer. Don't know how they got this guy, but he's a 94 overall right winger, and he's going to be Reese Bell and Connor Bedard's new line mate. And Connor Bedard, 96 overall. He's now 34 years old, so he's getting a bit older. He's running out of time. Let's see if he can get another Stanley Cup before he retires. With the year coming to an end, Connor Bedard has his biggest season ever at 35 years old as he puts up 138 points in 82 games, good for 65 goals and 73 helpers as he was a plus 52. He's still a 96 overall, and he now has 1,723 points in 1,308 games with 1,049 goals. So he smashed Wayne Gretzky's record already. I just wonder what he's going to get to. Let's see if the Philadelphia Flyers made the playoffs this year. The Flyers do make the playoffs as they cruise past the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the New Jersey Devils, who have been a menace to us, take us out in the second round and eventually go on to win the Stanley Cup championship. Awards-wise, Connor Bedard has won several trophies again, I imagine. The Art Ross, the Hart Trophy, the Lady Byng Trophy, and the Ted Lindsay Trophy, and the Maurice Rocker Richard Trophy. In year number 17, it looks like Connor Bedard is now a third line player on the Philadelphia Flyers. He's still a 95 overall. He's 35 years old. He's now playing with Derek Lutz and Cristiano Pavelski. Very interesting that he's not on the first line anymore. As the season comes to an end, Connor Bedard on the third line still finds a way to put up 97 points in 82 games, good for 60 goals. This time only 287 shots, as clearly he was not getting any playing time compared to what he's used to. He was still averaging 15 minutes time a game, but before I believe it was around 20 to 22 minutes. He's still a 95 overall. He's 36 years old now. I mean, it looks like Philly wants him out. With Connor Bedard on the third line, the Philadelphia Flyers do not make the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I wonder what's coaching thinking there. The coach needs to have Bernard on that first line, in my opinion. And in year 18, it looks like Connor Bedard has a brand new team. He is now playing for the Calgary Flames as he is back on the first line where he rightfully belongs, as he's now a 94 overall, so he did drop a couple points, and he's playing with Trevor Doyle and Igor Volkov. And if we just quickly look, so it looks like his defense went down half a star and his physical went down a star, but all of his offensive stats and shooting senses, everything's still there. His skating still superior. And let's see the contract he got signed to. So he's 2 years for 15 million a season. In the first season with the Calgary Flames, Connor Bedard just keeps breaking records for himself as he puts up 142 points as a 37-year-old, as he scores 73 goals, not 37, and has 69 apples, plus 49, 40 power play points. What a year. He is still a 94 overall. I mean, Calgary's definitely getting what they paid for. He now has 1,962 points in 1,472 games. So if he doesn't retire, he should hit the 2,000 point mark. Let's see if they made the playoffs, though. And the Calgary Flames do make the playoffs, but they get second rounded by the Anaheim Ducks. And the Colorado eventually go on to win another Stanley Cup. And as expected, Connor Bedard, he's picking up some hardware this year as he gets the Art Ross Trophy. Let's see if he gets anything else. It looks like he just got the Art Ross Trophy. The Hart Trophy went to Ponikarovsky. Here we are, Bedard, year number 19. Let's see what he's got for the Calgary Flames as he's playing with Trevor Doyle and Victor Brizgalov. Connor Bedard just does not age. At 38 years old, with his second season on the Calgary Flames, Connor Bedard puts up 142 points in 82 games, good for 88 goals and 54 assists. Doyle had 12 goals, 101 assists. Holy Bedard. He is now a 93 overall, so he's slowly digressing just a little bit, but I mean, does it even matter? This was his contract year, so I wonder if he's going to return to the Calgary Flames. Let's check out his career stats. He has eclipsed the 2,000 point markers. He had 2,100 now in 1,500 games. Let's see if they made the playoffs here. So the Calgary Flames do make the playoffs, but unfortunately they get first rounded by the San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim Ducks go on to eventually win the Stanley Cup. Connor Bedard does win the Art Ross Trophy this year, but somehow Lundin outscores Bedard's 88 goals, so that must be crazy. We should check that out for sure. And I believe that's the only trophy won. Yeah. So there was definitely a glitch in this because Lundin only scored 71 goals while Connor Bedard scored 88. So Connor Bedard did win the Maurice Rocker Richard, just NHL didn't register that. After Connor Bedard's 19th season, he finally calls it a quits as he ends his career with 2,104 points in 1,554 games, good for 1,269 goals and 835 assists. I mean, this guy was just an absolute phenom his whole career. Here are his final stats when he retires. He's still good enough to keep playing, but at 38 years old, I guess he's had enough. His full career stats, we start from the beginning here. So he got drafted to the Devils, where he had a rough year one, which is expected, where he put up 45 points, and then 92, 112, 104, 102, 101. He's consistently above 100 points per game, or 100 points a year. The only one was this 97 where he was on the third line for the Philadelphia Flyers, but to go out a plus 49, 142 points. What a career for Connor Bedard. So that's going to do it for the episode, guys. If you have any other player you want me to do the full career simulation on, let me know. It's so fun to watch. So, subscribe, like, comment the player you want me to do next. Have a great day. Peace.